Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Well, it's that time of year. We're right in the middle of the playoffs, and boy, has the strategy changed for a lot of teams. First of all, we've lost quite a few teams in the Birmingham area that was in the playoffs, but we've still got 6 or 7 that have a chance to win championships in Class 5A. I know we've got Briarwood Christian still in the running, and they will be playing Mortimer Jordan this coming Friday night. In Class 5A also, Winona is still in the running. They will be playing against Scottsboro. In the Class 6A, we've got 2 teams left. They'll be playing each other. That's Ramsey and Minor. And finally, in Class 7A, the Hoover Bucks will be playing Gadsden City, because in one of the bigger upsets over the weekend, the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies was knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten by Gadsden City 29-28, and a lot of people thought Hewitt was going to make a serious run to the championship. So that just goes to show you, when you get hot in the playoffs, anything can happen. We've still got quite a few teams here in the Birmingham area with chances to win championships, and we'll be keeping an eye on them as we finish up this fall portion of our program. Tonight, we've got 2 outstanding guests. One is a 3-time state champion, and we will have that guest in our first segment. Coach winning their 3rd title in a row, as well as her team, and we'll let you know who that is when we come back. And also, we've got another outstanding football coach that had a good year, moved from one school to another, got the team into the playoffs again, and they went into the 2nd round before being knocked out. So we've got a good show ahead. Hope you stick around with us. We're going to take a quick break. We come back, guest number 1.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
And folks, welcome back. In our first segment, as we talked about in the opening, we're visiting with a championship coach, not only a championship once, not twice, but the magical 3 times. And of course, we're talking about Haven O'Quinn, the outstanding volleyball coach at Mountain Brook. And Coach, I was going. It's hard to top what you're doing, and we've been talking about championships, and every once in a while I think, well, they're not going to do it next year, and lo and behold, they do it this year. So the obvious question going into this year, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a mighty, it's a wonderful feat. It's one not many coaches ever attain. But going into this season, you knew you were coming back with a lot of potential, a lot of good players returning. Did you personally think, hey, I don't see why we can't do it 3 years in a row?
Absolutely. I think, you know, before we'd even had a practice, you know, I was kind of talking to some people, and it's just funny. Everybody has their different take on, you know, what everybody has coming back and what people lost and different things. But I mean, I had said from the beginning, like I told the girls, and I was talking to some parents and different people, I was like, honestly, I just feel like there are a ton of contenders in 7A. I just kept saying I didn't feel like there was like this ultimate, front runner. Whereas some years you kind of get those teams where it's just kind of all the pieces come together and it's their kind of, magical year. When I was looking at all the teams coming back in 7A, I was like, it's really just going to be competitive and it's going to be really high level, good volleyball. Again, there are some people that I heard say that 7A was down this year, and I completely disagree. I think that it was one of the strongest competition fields that I've seen since I've been coaching high school volleyball. And so, I knew that we were a contender though the whole time. Like it was, I thought there was a lot of people that were contenders. There was a lot of teams that I thought had a shot, and I thought that we were definitely one of them.
Well, it sounded like to me that you felt like there was more parity at the top this year.
Yes.
In 7A in particular. What is the secret? I mean, I know there's the old saying, winning never gets old. But here's the, I guess the negative, the only negative I can think of that comes with winning is keeping your athletes sharp enough, because they're going to get the opposing team's best every night out.
Right.
So that's the challenge that they have.
Yeah.
Talk about how you've managed to do that, keep the girls focused match after match, not only physically but mentally.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest thing. I think that we all learned. I think that some of the players learned, and then I know as a coach, I learned a lot last year. Just being, the, defending state champ, coming back into that, we all saw it. How, oh my goodness, like you truly do get everybody's best match. I mean, there were times I remember. People didn't even win the match. They just took a set off of us and they celebrated like they had just won like an Olympic gold medal. And so it kind of gets where I think for them, like my biggest thing, I guess, was just trying to keep them calm and, staying humble, but also really being confident. And like I really wanted them to find that line where it was, you are the back-to-back state champion. Championship team, and there's a lot of people that I think were counting them out this year, and I think that it wasn't just the beginning and the middle and the end. I mean, they came on really strong at the end, but I mean, they were so consistent, and it was just, hands down, like just the most fun season I've ever had. Because every match, do you know how many deciding sets we went to? Like, I really need to go back before the banquet, but we went, if it was a tournament and it was, best out of 3, if it was a weekday match, best out of 5, we did that a lot. And so there was a lot of times that when I look back at some of our wins, they easily could have been losses. We just played competitive volleyball, and they continued to find a way to come out on top at the end. These guys were the best finishers I have ever coached. And it was started in practice. They would do it with drills, and it was annoying and drove me crazy at times. But then at the end, when it was crunch time, I think they were very positive, and I think they were very confident, and I was always like, I didn't care what the score was. I was like, I know my team, like they're not gonna quit, and they never did.
Well, here's the thing about it too, and this is where a lot of it is on the shoulders of the athletes. You can only say so much and do so much to keep them motivated. Now, having said that, then that's a plus for this group of girls,
Absolutely.
because they have got to want it as bad as you want to.
Right.
And listening to you talk, it sounds like you've had a group the last 2 or 3 years that all these young ladies were willing to pay the price, whatever it was, to be the best that they can be.
Right.
Because you've been in the sport long enough to know that if you have this much success, what you guard against the most is complacency. Because if you get to that stage where they take it for granted they're going to win without putting that 100% effort into it, then that's when you lose some and lose that momentum, and maybe even where you are.
Right.
Well, talk about one thing I'm curious about is your philosophy on the road to winning. Are you one of these coaches that you believe you want to play the toughest opponent you can as much as you can, because you grow? What people don't realize, are young athletes in particular, sometimes you can grow just as much from losing, if not more, than from winning all the time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's good opponents.
Yeah, when I made the schedule, of course, every time I would put it down, I was like, we're gonna beat them. Like I have that. Like I'm competitive just with every little thing that I do. But I still never thought that we were going to come out this season 44-7. With that schedule, it was relentless, and it was, I mean, we really played high-level volleyball. And you have to also know that when we were entering these tournaments, you know, a lot of the tournaments, like we went to Kentucky, we went to Atlanta, but our local tournaments, what people don't understand is they did us such a favor, because, you know, I had a lot of different coaches come and say, man, y'all are in a tough pool. And I was like, yes, thank you so much. Like, whoever designed this tournament and put us in this tough pool, like maybe thinking we're going to try to knock Mountain Brook down in this tough pool, maybe somebody will get them. What they don't understand is that's what made us so good. Like, it made us better, because we, you know, even the matches that we didn't get to choose that people gave us, you know, we were getting 2 and 3 out-of-state teams, you know, when we were 20 minutes up the road at a local tournament. And I mean, really, like, thank you so much for giving us those, you know, those games, because it helped.
Well, I tell you what, the time really gets away. The one thing that I would want to know is looking ahead, and we don't like to do that a lot, coaches in particular, but what's the view or the prognosis for this coming season? I'm
already so excited. Like, I can't wait. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to have to give us through September. Offensively, we're going to have some girls that are going to be incoming rising sophomores are going to have to really step up, and they've had this year of experience to learn from these older girls, but they're athletic and their ceiling is really high, and I think that they're mature, and I think they learned a lot this year. But offensively, our offensive firepower is going to be different than what it's been. Our 3 seniors were, you know, they were big swingers, so we're going to have some girls step up, but we will be the best defensive team in the state. I can tell you that right now. We will be.
Well, I tell you
good.
what, I don't get tired of these interviews or having to see you year after year. And so once again, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And the bar is set high, and we know where we're headed next year, right? But awfully good to see you.
Very good, thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We come back, 5 young ladies very instrumental in another championship run with the Mountain Brook Spartans. We'll be right back.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine and orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrew Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making that gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them, we're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing and as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem or professional athletes, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. As you can see, I've got 5 beautiful young ladies up here that are more than pretty. They're pretty good when it comes to playing volleyball. Proof of it, 3-time champions. Girls, congratulations.
Thank
Boy,
you.
what kind of seasons y'all are having are things that dreams and stories are made of that y'all have to tell for years to come. Sitting closest to me, Emmy Kilgore, senior, and you're an outside hitter, right?
Yes, sir.
And then Libby Grace Gann, a junior. You're a setter.
Yes, sir.
And then we got KK Bench. Bink, okay. But I've got the KK part, right? Yes, okay. And you're a junior defensive specialist, right?
Yes, sir.
You're one of those that when somebody tries to knock it down your throat, you got to make sure it don't get there, right?
That's right.
Okay. Grace Carr, 9th grader. Freshman outside hitter, along with Sarah Cat Cooper, freshman as well, and you're an outside hitter. So that all that means to me is y'all better not go inside. You're out of position. I'm just kidding. All right. First of all, and we'll start with you, Emmy. 2-time defending champ. Did it ever enter your mind, or you've had to been thinking about we got a chance to three-peat?
I mean, obviously, like, we think about, like, winning a state championship, and we've talked a lot about, like, not looking on the past 2 years and focusing on that, and, like, it's a new team, it's a new roster, but we did talk a lot about, like, winning. We always knew we had the potential to win, even though the competition was really good. So, yeah, we talked about winning in state, but I think our main goal was just to reach our potential, and whatever that was, we just hoped it was to win state in the end.
Well, I tell you, in order to win and keep winning consistently, Libby Grace, there's something that's called team chemistry. Now, here's the deal. You girls are put together different from us guys. We're calm, cool, and collected all the time, you know. But you girls can be high-strung, low-strung. You know what I'm saying. But here's the deal. When it comes to team chemistry, the better y'all play together, the better you are, 2 ways, individually and team-wise.
Yes, sir.
So with that little thought in mind, and be truthful, what kind of team chemistry? Talk about the team chemistry of this group.
Oh, we are definitely, like, really close. Like, coming to practice, like, we would always be coming to, like, hang out with, like, our best friends, like, our sisters. We did have, like, a very, like, young team. We had 5 freshmen. So, like, expecting there to be, like, really tight chemistry was kind of hard, but, like, coming into the season, like, towards the middle, like, there was, like, no problems whatsoever. Like, they caught on, like we are all just so close, and it's, like, it's really helped us towards the end because, like, playing well, like, as a team, like, we all want to play for each other. And so, like, that's what helps us win is because.
Well, whatever the secret is, y'all have got the combination down really good. And it makes for a better season for all of you if you all are on the same page, for the lack of a better way to put it. KK, what is it about your position that you enjoy the most? Because it's one that's probably pretty active, isn't it?
Well, about my position, like, it's really fun to, like, this year I was new at this position, but I had a lot of fun learning how to read the other team's setting and hitting, and I really like serve receive, and I thought that our team did help me, especially our front row helped me a lot with their blocking, and it helped me be able to read the other team a lot this year.
Okay, and then we get back to where we're talking to a couple of freshmen. Grace Carr, for instance. Grace, is this your first year to be on varsity, right? Yes, okay, what team, or was there a team in particular that you look forward to playing against during the year?
Well, personally, I don't really think there's a specific team. I think we focus on, like, each other and playing, like, our best. just for like us two.
When if you can have an attitude like it don't matter who you're lining up against, you're ahead in the game. So it sounds like that's the way it was for you. Sarah Cat, talk about the experience of state champion. You know, I'm a freshman. Boy, what a great 2 or 3 years you've got to look forward to.
Yes, sir. It was so much fun. It was a really great experience because it was all new and it was kind of a lot. But the older girls set a really good example of. And next year we have high expectations, but they showed us how to do it and stuff. So.
Well, I tell you what, it sounds like the sky's the limit for you the next 2 or 3 years. I know you're looking forward to it. Well, girls, one question I really enjoy asking, I enjoy asking young ladies in particular, if there was something about y'all that I did not know, one, like a superstition, or two, do you have a hobby, like writing poetry or singing in the shower? You know, in a shower, we're all tens. The water goes off and we find out we're 1 or 2s. You know, we're not going to have the voice we thought we did. But that's just an example. But if I was asking you that question, what would you tell me about yourself, Amy?
I guess mine's kind of generic. I I don't know, going to the beach, hanging out with my family and friends.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Libby Grace?
Yeah, mine's pretty much the same thing, just swing time with family and friends.
All right, now wait a minute. Now, this surprises me now. And I'm not going to go till we get to the 3 girls in back, because I'm surprised one of you girls didn't say something like, I love shopping. Now, I have never known a young lady.
I said that last year. I had to change it up.
Oh, you did? Well, now, see, now you're trying to outsmart the host, and you did a good job. Okay, KK, what about you?
I also like spending time with my friends and family, and I love traveling. I do like shopping, but it's not my favorite thing. But I like traveling when I have free time.
Now, when you travel, where do you like to go? The mountains, the beach, or particular?
I love going to the lake and the beach. Those are my 2 favorites.
Hey, as long as you're going away from home and having a good time, it don't matter, right? How about you, Grace?
Same with KK. I like going to the beach and traveling, but I also like spending time with family and friends.
Well, good. And Sarah Cat, how about you?
Mine's pretty much the same. I love hanging out with my friends and family and traveling.
Well, I tell you what, girls, whatever y'all have been doing, keep doing it because it's working. Now, with the only senior here, Emmy, are you going to play?
No, sir.
Okay, where are you going to go to college or hope to go to college?
I'm going to go to college at the University of Alabama.
Oh, you got winter written all over you. Now, what
Yes,
kind of
sir.
subjects, what do you hope to do one day?
I've thought about this a lot, but I think I want to be an interior designer, maybe a wedding planner. I don't know, something that deals with being outgoing and, I don't know, designing.
Well, now, if you ever got so busy being that wedding planner, would that give you time to maybe coach some volleyball on the side? You ever thought about coaching?
I have. Actually, I'm going to help Coach Haven coach her little club team that she has, and so I actually really love coaching, and so.
Yeah, well, that would be neat. Well, I tell you what, Libby, next year, you're going to have one more shot at people coming after you. And now you've got to have the same aggressiveness, desire, the attitude, I'm not going to be beat. Are you looking forward to the challenge? Or in your mind, you don't know what it's like not to be number 1.
Oh, yeah.
You know, how you going to handle that?
Oh, yeah. We have really high expectations. I know that we can do it again. Just next year, I just want us to go out there and just have fun, reach our potential, because obviously it's gonna be a new team. We're losing 3 of our really huge hitters, so it's gonna be different. But I definitely think that we can do it again, and with our team chemistry, and if we just keep the same work ethic and work hard during practice, I think we'll be good.
Well, I tell you what, girls, 3-time state champions, that's going to be hard to improve on, but you and you 3 young ladies, y'all have got a challenge. 4 is not out of the realm of possibility, right? So I guess that's what your big goal is. And you have a lot of little goals you might try to want to achieve, but I'm going to look forward to seeing what happens next year, because I got a feeling that y'all are going to be hard to beat again next year. And so the main thing is congratulations on another great year, another championship. and we'll look forward to the next year, and we'll let you go off to college and enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We come back, different sport, different coaches, different players. We'll be right back. Don't you go away.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
And folks, welcome back. In this segment, we've changed sports. Now we're going to enjoy visiting with football coaches. Of course, we're talking about Andrew Zhao. This year, coaching at Calera, where he'd been at Montevallo a few years, and Coach made the change, and you just kept on ticking because you carried this team right into the playoffs as well, into the second round. And first of all, good to see you again.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And evidently, the move has gone pretty well. And the one question that is obvious, a lot of times, you know, the young athletes have to adjust to the new coach, but also the new coach has got adjustments to make too. Talk about that and what this has been like for you this year.
It's been fun. We started off in the spring and not having a whole lot of coaches in the spring because of the transition. You had a few guys leaving and me trying to gather as many guys that I could to join me at Calera. But I think the players did an outstanding job of believing and buying into what we were trying to do. And even though it was tough as coaches and trying to manage so many kids with just about 3 of us, but I think the kids did a wonderful job in the spring, and then we hit the summer and guys continued to work. So the transition is great. I think the biggest thing is for them just to believe what we're selling and be able to buy it into what we tell them every day, and they did for the most part, and we were able to continue what they've been doing in the past anyway. That's win games. I think my ultimate goal is to continue for us to grow beyond first, second round guys, to continue to go deeper into the playoffs every year and surround ourselves with good people and good players, and then develop that talent that's already there.
Well, and one thing that I don't know about, and I could ask you off the air, but I'm curious, I'm sure our viewers would be too, like when you move and go to another school, did any of your coaches go from Montevallo, or did you have to get new coaches?
I did. I had a few come with me from Montevallo. Antonio Langham, he sort of helps out a little bit, so he's a good one. But Trey Simpson, he came from Montevallo. He's also a head baseball coach, so when he came over, he's able to step right into that role as well because that position came open. And a couple of the guys were either volunteers over at Montevallo who came over. Robert Albritton was a great one. I had to have him as my OC, and of course, and then it's the staff that's already there. You sort of see if we sort of gel, see if we fit it. And for the most part, we did a pretty good job this year.
Well, I was going to say, people don't really realize it, but continuity and being able to keep coaches in high school is just as important in a sense as in college, because I know being affiliated with Vestavia all these years, and Coach Anderson, and he's had coaches who have been there 10, 15, 20 years with him, and that's got to be a plus for any program. But like you said, you were fortunate enough to where now you have a nucleus and they stay with you a while. That's very important for a head coach in high school as well.
Yeah, it really is, and I think our guys, to continue that, I think the coaches I had over at Montevallo, and Trey Simpson and Robert Albritton and Antonio Langham, I think we've been together for 4 years, and this year being our 5th year together helps. And then the coaches over that were at Calera have been together for a long time as well. So we're close enough, and Montevallo's 5 minutes down the road, that we know a little bit about each other already. And I think the guys that we sort of surrounded ourselves with this year, just came together, really understand what we're here for, and that's for the kids. And and trying to develop them in this world of football, and for them to really develop as young men to carry on after football and after high school.
Well, the other thing that would be the normal question to ask about is you probably, in your position, do you prefer to play a certain offense and defense, or are you dictated by the talent that you have? Like if you want to be a running team where the runner's there, or if you want to throw or mix, talk about your philosophy and how you entwine that into your team.
Yeah, I saw you have to do what your guys can do. I've run wing T, and now we're in spread. If you got a quarterback that can do it, I think you spread them out, and if you got the offensive line that can protect him, you do that. But if you don't have the offensive line, and you have to build angles out of a wing T type set. But you have to build whatever your guys can do. You can't have a wing T team and you're trying to spread where your offensive lineman can't protect the quarterback. So you have to really be smart about what you bring in. And for any coach, is to bring in and do what you can do, and then develop your team, and then develop them into what you want them to be. And you can slowly do it, or you have to just stick with what you have, because you got to think about your programs that feed your high school. Are the guys coming in, are the players coming in from the middle schools around your area, can they help you? Or can they, for the most part, just get your system, can they be a part of your system? Can they help you in your system by being who they are? Right. And just develop them if you don't. So.
When one thing that's always important on how a team does or does not do, were you fortunate and didn't have to deal with the injury bug a lot this year? Or?
We had a few injuries, not as many as some, but we had a couple of shoulders, some ankles that were just aggravating, and some nagging injuries. But we did had a couple of shoulders that were I had one broken leg early in the year. But he bounced back. He's running around a little bit now, not as much as we'd like him to, but he's back. He should be back next year. He's young. But the injury bug the longer the season is, the more those nagging little injuries sort of jump up. So we were fortunate enough to not have any major ligament damage this year.
Well, the other thing that I'm really curious about too, and you can expand on it a little bit, one area that people don't think that much about is the coach's relationship with the parents, the coach's relationship with administration. You've got to have people behind you and businesses in the Calera area that are willing to help your program, because what people don't realize is a lot of the cost that incurred in high school athletics comes from the community there. And how's that translated for you so far?
It's been well. I think our Booster Club does a great job. Our parents are doing a great job by being a part of our Booster Club and helping out however they can, whether it be parking cars, chain crew, helping us feed the kids on Thursdays and Fridays, because we love to spend more time with them, and then just being a part of their kids' lives. And my biggest thing is for our parents is really be positive for our players. So our players hear the positive things at home, and they hear the positive things in the stands. And if we continue that, and I think our relationships really get a whole lot better. But the biggest thing too is that them just support their kid. And I think over in Calera, the community and the mayor and everyone else has really done a great job of supporting them.
Well, the last question I got, and it sort of seems like the one that you would expect to come at this point in the conversation, what does it look like maybe for you and your team next year?
Well, it's good. I think we got some good leaders. We got some guys who believe in themselves, believe in what we've done this year, and looking to grow from it. I think the guys we're expecting to be our leaders this year could really push us to the next level, and I expect that, and we're going to hold them to that. But I think the team itself, we're going to lose some key seniors up front, but at the same time, we're going to find some guys who want to play football and who want to do great things for us. So we look forward to that, and I think those guys are looking for the challenge, and hopefully our leaders will push them to the level they need to be pushed.
Well, Andrew, a great first year in new school. Congratulations, your team got in the second round. Next year we're going to go further,
Go a little bit deeper.
But always good to see you. We're going to take a quick break, visit with 4 young men, very instrumental in the successful season Calera had. We'll be right back.
You know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Folks, I want to tell you about, once again, a new sponsor that we have on our program, and we're awfully glad. We've been affiliated with them on and off, and we've got them back on with us, and we're talking about Andrews Sports Medicine. They're the world-renowned sports medicine physicians and orthopedic surgeons there at Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. They bring decades of experience and dedicated research in their respective fields. They are highly trained orthopedic specialists providing the most advanced sports medicine available in the United States. This group is well known for being the official sports medicine providers for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Auburn Tigers, Jacksonville State Gamecocks, Sanford Bulldogs, and dozens of high school programs in the central Alabama area. However, they are also available to provide folks such as us, you and me, who have an athletic mindset, the experts that is, but also the real experts at Andrews Sports Medicine aggressively pursue victory over every injury. Go to andrewsportsmedicine.com to start making your comeback today. Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well. And folks, welcome back. As you can tell, I got 4 stripping young men up here. They look like athletes, and they ought to be. They just come off a very successful football season. Wanted to go further than you did in the playoffs, guys, but you had a pretty good year, first year run under Coach Zal. And sitting with me, Cornelius Brown. And Cornelius, you're a sophomore, right?
Yes, sir, I am currently a sophomore.
And the quarterback,
Yes,
sitting next to him, D. Meekins, a junior running back.
Yes, sir.
And over my shoulder, Dyson Edwards, a junior linebacker. And finally, Caleb Buchanan, a junior offensive line, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, going into this season, Cornelius, the first thing that I would ask is the obvious question. How was the transition for you and your teammates to Coach Sal?
Well, it was pretty smooth. Well, I just currently transferred to Calera High School maybe 4 weeks ago, and I was blessed to play for a great coach and Coach Andrew Zal and come around some great guys, and they were able to rally around me. And I think I did well in contributing to the team, being able to start the last 3 games of the season. And I believe that we have a lot coming back. Me and the 3 guys next to me, I believe that we have the power and the ability to lead the team on to the next level.
Now, where were you at? Which school?
I was at Winona High School in
Oh,
Birmingham.
really? Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Well, good.
Yes, sir.
Now, Dee, what was it like for you playing for a new coach and of course, outstanding star in college and has had a good coaching career thus far? Well, did you look forward to it once you found out he was coming? Were you glad?
Yes, sir. It was actually kind of smooth when he first came in. He talked to us about us. He told us the goals and what he expects from us and all, and where we should be at the end of the season and how strong the team should be. And we really came a long way since he came in, and it's just been a great year, really.
When they're going into this season, and y'all had a playoff team last year, didn't you? Right?
Yes, sir.
But going into this year, did you feel like you and your teammates, even with a new coach, had the ability to keep it going?
Yes, sir. I did. I feel that we had a pretty good team, better than we did last year, because the way we practice, like Coach preached to us every day in practice, do your job and do small things, because small things what counts, and you do your jobs, everything.
Okay. Now, Dyson being a linebacker, you like to hit people, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
what team, and I guess you've been playing football there a few years, right?
Yes, sir.
What teams on that schedule of y'all do you look forward to seeing every year?
Definitely Sylacauga.
Yeah.
I enjoyed playing them. They were
hard-fighting team, and I can't wait for Demopolis next year, hopefully getting some revenge.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, let me ask you this. What was the transition like for you, a new coach, coaching staff?
It was really smooth. I knew he was going to bring a lot to the table, and it was going to be it's going to be a little difficult, but, you know, we have a good team, and when he came in, we got it down. It took a little bit, but we got it down.
Good. And Caleb, offensive lineman, do you prefer blocking being an offensive lineman? You prefer blocking for the run game or pass blocking, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Whatever gets the win at the end of the night.
Talk about the transition for you with the new coaching staff. Did that bother you, or you just stepped up and said, hey, this is who we're going to play for? We're going to go out and be the best we can be?
Yes, sir. It was pretty smooth. Like all three of them were saying, it was a smooth transition. And our whole offensive line had good chemistry already, so the coaching change really didn't affect that none.
Okay. Cornelius, this is the first time I've met you guys. One question I always enjoy asking athletes. They're either superstitious or maybe they have a hobby that would surprise me, and this is the first time meeting you guys. And if you were going to tell me about a superstition or a hobby you had that would surprise me, what would it be?
Nothing really to surprise you. I like to play football. I love being around my brothers. I like to play video games too in my spare time. But I guess a superstition you would say, I like to look good on the field. I like to have gear and the towels and the socks and the leggings and things like that, but I like to look good because I feel like if you look good, you'll play good.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I think there's a little truth to it.
Yes, sir.
Dee, I saw you smiling over there. How about you?
Mine are pretty much the same. I think if you look good, you play good too. But most of my hobbies, one of my hobbies is the weight room.
Really?
I like the weight room. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and because a lot of times you're going to get out of your expectations, what you put into it. In other words, if you're willing to put in the work, good things will happen. But if not, then you're the one that's going to be knocked around a little bit in that running back position instead of running. You enjoy when you hit that line.
Yes, sir.
And you see that guy ready to tackle you. Would you rather, this is an interesting question to ask, would you rather run over him or around him?
Run over.
Run him over.
Well, that's always good, except if you could run around him and go 50 yards further, he could accidentally trip you up. But say you don't mind the contact, do you? Dyson, how about you?
Don't really have any other special hobbies other than football, and I like being with my family, but that's about it.
Really?
Yes,
you don't like reading poetry?
Oh, no.
No, not quite.
Singing in the shower?
No.
Okay. Well, if it ain't there, we can't pull it out of it. How about you, Caleb? Now, I know there's got to be something we don't know about you. You're an avid hunter, right?
No, sir.
Okay.
Never shot a gun in my life, actually.
Do what now?
Never shot a gun in my life.
Oh, hey, don't feel like the Lone Ranger. I haven't shot many. I had to because I was in the service. Other than that, I don't care nothing about them. You can get hurt with them things, you know. But do you have any hobbies like play golf?
No, sir. I play football and go to church.
Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I tell you what, something else that I wonder about too, like team chemistry. And a quarterback's a good person to start with. Team chemistry is very important.
Yes, sir.
Because to be the best you can be as an individual and as a team, there has to be good team chemistry. Mm-hmm. And so, Cornelius, it may be unfair question to ask you, but you played enough on the team. What kind of chemistry did the team have this year?
Well, I feel like it was pretty good this year. I feel like me being the quarterback, I have to be the leader and have to set the tone. And me coming in, these guys accepted me like brothers, and I believe we've gelled well together. And I'm just looking forward to play a great season under head coach Andrew Zhao and with my guys again, because I feel like we have a lot coming back and we have a lot of potential to be a dangerous team.
When Dee, you're one of the guys that we like to see you cover up some yards. When you get that football, we want to see some Pennington green, you know?
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you this. Which running back, whether it be college or pros, would you like to pattern your game after and one day say, gosh, I hope I can play half as well as he can?
Derrick Henry.
Really?
Yes, sir.
If you can be half as good as that, you're going to be bad, because that's a good guy. Dyson, is there any professional or college player that you've tried to pattern your game after?
There's a couple. one of my favorite in NFL, Luke Kuechly.
Oh, yeah.
Love Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
Brian Cushing for the Texas Longhorns. He's also one that I really like.
Well, I tell you what, those guys, they don't mind hitting you. They get to the football quick, don't they? How about you, Caleb?
Definitely Ryan Kelly and Barrett Jones from Alabama.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I tell you what, if you could play like almost any of those guys, they have a team that looks like it's almost unbeatable this year. But guys, the last question I'd like to ask, as the time gets away from us, Cornelius, to this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Well, the most inspirational person in my life so far has to be my dad. I mean, he's always there. He pushes me. He pushes me pretty hard, but I don't know where I'd be without him. And he's molded me from the ground up as far as my religion, keeping God first and keeping my mind right and keeping my head right. So I think he's probably the most inspirational person to me so far.
D, how about you?
Pretty much my whole family, but mostly my auntie, because she's the one that's always pushing me and really much getting me into this game and motivating me and also getting me ready for games. And before those Friday nights, they give me a call, get me pumped up and ready to go, get on the field, tell me to play my best and keep God first.
Good, good. How about you, Dyson?
Well, I have a really good support system, and I'm gonna have to say the most inspirational person in my life will have to be my mom and my dad. They've done a lot for me, and they've made me who I am.
Good for you. Caleb?
Oh, my mother always supported me, always on me, keeping head straight, focused.
Well, I tell you what, guys, you had a good first year under coach. Look forward to a better one next year because you're all coming back, and I wish you all luck in the world. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Folks, we've had another great show, outstanding coaches, outstanding athletes. But till I see you again, you know what the snapper always says, bicycle.